In the 12th century, from the cold steppes of Mongolia, rose a man who would change the world forever. A man whose name became a storm of fear and respect across continents. His name, Genghis Khan, the conqueror of the world. Act 1. The birth of a legend. Born as Temujin in 1162, near the harsh Onon River of Mongolia, his life began in struggle. His father was poisoned by rivals, his tribe abandoned him, and his family was left to starve in the wilderness. But Temujin was no ordinary child. From pain, he forged strength. From betrayal, he learned strategy. And from hunger, he learned the art of survival. Visual, young Temujin walking through snow with determination. By the age of 16, he had already escaped slavery, gathered loyal warriors, and begun his rise to power. He united the Mongol tribes, a feat no one before him had achieved. And in 1206, at a great council called the Kurultai, he was crowned with a new name, Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler. Act 2. The Mongol Empire is born. Once the tribes were united, Genghis Khan looked beyond Mongolia. He sought to build an empire that would stretch from the Pacific Ocean to the Caspian Sea. His first target, the Western Xia dynasty of China. With unmatched discipline and strategy, his warriors swept across the lands. The Xia fell in 1209. Then came the mighty Jin dynasty, rulers of northern China, powerful, rich, and arrogant. Genghis's army crushed them between 1211 and 1215, capturing Beijing itself. Sound, marching hooves, burning cities. Act 3. The Conqueror of the West. But Genghis Khan's ambition knew no borders. In 1218, a spark of conflict ignited his wrath. The Khwarezm Empire, a vast Persian kingdom, murdered his trade envoys. To Genghis, this was unforgivable. What followed was one of the most brutal and brilliant campaigns in history. His army of 200,000 stormed Central Asia like a thunderstorm. City after city, Bukhara, Samarkand, Urgench, fell. No fortress, no army, could withstand his tactics. In less than 2 years, the entire Khwarezm Empire was destroyed. Visual maps showing Mongol expansion rapidly spreading west. Act 4. The Tactics of Terror and Genu. Genghis Khan's true weapon was not just his sword, it was his mind. He used fear as strategy. If a city resisted, he destroyed it completely. But if it surrendered, he protected it. He built networks of spies, invented fast communication systems, and even established laws known as the Yasa, a strict code that united his vast empire. His armies moved faster than any in history, traveling over 100 miles a day. They used horses as living machines. When food ran out, they drank the horses' blood to survive. No army could match their endurance. Act 5. Wars fought and won. Throughout his reign, Genghis Khan fought more than 20 major wars, stretching from China to Eastern Europe. He won almost all of them, never losing a single major campaign. Among his greatest victories were the Battle of Yehuling, 1211, crushing the Jin dynasty forces, the Siege of Zhongdu, 1215, capturing Beijing, the Battle of the Indus, 1221, defeating Jalal ad-Din of Khwarezm, the Battle of Kalka River, 1223, destroying a coalition of Russian princes. In every war, his enemies numbered in hundreds of thousands, but his discipline, intelligence, and psychological warfare turned the impossible into victory. It is said he killed nearly 40 million people, reshaping entire civilizations. Half the known world bowed before him. Act 6. The Fall of the Great Khan. But even legends meet their end. In 1227, during a campaign against the Western Xia, Genghis Khan was fatally injured after falling from his horse. His death was kept secret to prevent rebellion. His body was buried in an unknown grave, hidden forever in the Mongolian mountains. No one knows where the great Khan rests. Soft music fades in, Mongolian flute sound. After his death, his sons and grandsons continued his mission, expanding the Mongol Empire even further. At its height, the empire stretched from Korea to Hungary, covering nearly 24 million square kilometers, the largest contiguous empire in world history. Act 7. The Legacy of Genghis Khan. 8 centuries later, Genghis Khan remains a symbol of unstoppable will and leadership. Some see him as a ruthless killer, others as a unifier who brought trade, law, and connection across continents. He destroyed cities but built nations. He spread terror but also knowledge and progress. Under his rule, the Silk Road flourished, connecting east and west like never before. Visual golden map glowing across Asia and Europe. Even today, 1 in every 200 men on Earth carries his DNA. His bloodline still flows through our veins, a reminder of the man who refused to be forgotten. Final line, powerful tone. From a starving child to the ruler of half the world, he was not just a conqueror. He was Genghis Khan, the eternal thunder of the steppes.